Hiya, I'm Jasper, and welcome to your video review for Oklahoma. This is a production level quality recording of a performance, or possibly several performances, I'm not really clear on that, of the award winning play Oklahoma that starred Hugh Jackman back in 1998. So it's a recording or various recordings of that play, and yeah, so as always, I'm going to give you the good, the bad, and the furry. To start with furry, takes place in Oklahoma around the time of like early automobiles and ranchers and whatnot, like before Oklahoma was a state. So Google that. And it's they talk about horses and cows and dogs and that sort of thing, but you never actually see any, either real ones or like actors somehow dressed up as them. So sorry to say, no furry in this. Moving on to the good and the bad. So the good is that this stars Hugh Jackman and he's singing. He's also a little baby in this because it's from 1998, but you know it's Hugh Jackman singing. So if you like Hugh Jackman singing, check this out. Check out Les Miserables. Check out if you can, The Music Man. I don't know if they've actually come out with a like movieized thing of it, like how this one is of The Music Man yet, but they have released the soundtrack for it, so you're gonna hear Hugh Jackman singing there. And then also, of course, the unforgettable, the awesome, the phenomenal, the greatest showman on earth, or the greatest showman. So if you want more Hugh Jackman singing, check those out and this out. So to give you some perspective, I've never seen any of the Oklahoma plays or the various, I guess, movie versions or whatever else. It's by Rodgers and Hammerstein, which I know is really big for some things, including The Sound of Music, but I've never seen Oklahoma or knew anything about the story. So I went into this pretty blind, but I enjoy me a good play, I enjoy me a good musical, and I enjoy me a good musical play. So I was looking forward to this. I have seen a couple of other, like, filmed things of plays, and some of the times it's always better to see plays live because of the play aspect of it, like being able to see, like, oh, hey, there's no second take of this. This is what's happening. Let's see what happens. I think adds a lot to it. But also, when you go to see a play live, you can focus on what you want. And on some other movie play things that I've seen, they'll zoom in on whatever they want you to focus on, even if there's a lot of really interesting things occurring with maybe not the main two talky or singy characters, but you're watching the movie things, so they want you to focus on this. And in this one, I only got that feeling probably 20 seconds out of the whole film. So I think they did a really good job of framing and focusing, and also really giving appreciation to the mid and the wide shots of the stage. And with the stage, I thought they did a good job of varying the sets and what they used them for. And I thought they did a really good job of it. And the actors and actresses that they chose, I thought were all excellent. Of course, Hugh Jackman is amazing. The guy who is trying to marry one of the other chicks, he really reminds me of the like really supportive best friend from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. That's who he reminds me of. Like, in terms of age and whatnot, like, I don't think it's the same guy, because I don't think it could be, but I feel like they might have been like cousins or like uncles and nephews or something. Like, I feel like they're somehow related because of just the energy that they give off. But it was definitely a fun time. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the singing. I enjoyed the pacing and the level of energy. And there was also this one sequence where there was like 10-15 minutes of just like dancing and music and no dialogue, and it was really beautiful, and I really appreciated that they went that direction with it. Like, they could have added more dialogue or done a different thing, but how they did it I thought was really good, really interesting, and a really entertaining way of doing it. And this film was just generally enjoyable, but the subject matter is kind of like, to bottom line it, Hugh Jackman and some chick are interested in each other, but they're not, will they, won't they, and they're like, play fighting, like, oh no, I don't like you. Yeah, well, I don't like you either. I don't like you either. Well, I'm going to be mad at you now, even though they're clearly, going, want each other. And then if you've seen Seven Brides or Seven Brothers, it kind of has that feel to it. Like, yeah, Rodgers and Hammerstein did Sound of Music, but I would say that it's kind of a cross between Seven Brides for Seven Brothers, link to my review down below. Really good movie, enjoyed that. And the Gone with the Wind. So still a Southern thing. Yeah, this one is a bit more Western, but like kind of the ball and the barn raising and that sort of thing. Like they have a lot of those similar elements between the two, but I think it's more similar to Seven Brides for Seven Brothers in terms of overall quality and enjoyment of the subject matter, even though, some of it doesn't quite hold up to today's, uh, you know, people, culture, whatever. But I think that when you look at it and look at the culture that it was made for and made during, I think that it's still enjoyable. And it was 1998, but I still appreciate that I feel like they didn't redo it or change a bunch of things for modern audiences, if you will. So I don't know if there's been a current version of Oklahoma or what current versions of Oklahoma are doing or ruining out there for modern audiences, but this one was very enjoyable. I liked it, but it was still 3 hours, and it had like an actual 10-minute intermission. Like they straight up had the words like intermission for 10 minutes on there. So, you could probably buy it on Amazon Prime Video and then fast forward through that section if you wanted to. But I thought that they did a good job of, because with an actual musical, when they need to change the position of the sets and whatnot, they're gonna like go dark, and then there's gonna be time for clapping for how amazing the last number was, and then switching around sets and then bringing the lights up and having everything go on. And in this, they found, I think, a good mixture of like, hey, you want to appreciate, give time to just breathe in, breathe out, appreciate that scene that just occurred, clap in your mind or out loud if you're one of those people for, a movie of a play that happened 20 plus years ago. But also without taking so long that you're like, okay, this is a movie, let's get on with it, let's go. So I thought they did a good job of the scene transitions and showing the crowd a couple of times, but not too many times. So highly recommend this. It's Hugh Jackman singing. It's great sets, great actors. I have really, really, really loved the aunt that they had in this one. They picked a fantastic actress with a fantastic voice, and just she had the correct amount of charisma and bravado, and just really worked it every minute that she was on screen. So props to her. And I would say to give this movie a shot. Try and watch it on a screen that is large. Just try and duplicate sitting towards the front row of a Broadway play, and watch it somewhere that you can turn up the music and the sound so that you can really appreciate Hugh Jackman and other people singing. But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you at the next one. Bye.